My flag. My flag's messed up. My flag's messed up. Oh no. And we are live, still getting over the excitement of last night. The Buffalo Bills heading to the AFC Championship game. Who are we going to play? We'll find out here in a few hours. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Billievers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to this live coverage of the Buffalo Bills. We'll talk a little bit about the game. Anthony Simonelli in the house. Thank you for joining me. And I'm sure as you guys come in here, like I said, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. We won't be live for the whole game. Probably won't be live for most of the game. Go over to Dan Mitchell's channel. He's doing a live reaction show to the game as we find out who the Bills are going to be playing. If you joined me last night, it was a great live stream. Really enjoyed it. Join me next week, next Sunday, as we'll give live play-by-play and reaction to the game between the Buffalo Bills and either the Kansas City Chiefs or the Cleveland Browns. Brett, how you doing? Lewis, good to see you. Again, guys, we're getting ready for the game between the Browns and Chiefs. The winner of this game goes and plays our Buffalo Bills. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Who would you rather play? Would you rather play the Chiefs? Would you rather play the Browns? On paper, a lot of people would say the Browns right away, right? But if you look at this matchup, I'm not sure if the Chiefs over the last few weeks haven't been that great of a team that the Buffalo Bills can't beat them. The Chiefs coming off a bye. The Chiefs are the #1 seed in the AFC for a reason. But I couldn't sleep much last night, says Dragonwolf. No, I couldn't either. It was a very fun night, and I'm glad that it turned out the way it did, as they're giving pregame prediction. Game's going to start 3:05. I think the Browns will be the upset and win this game. I would love to see the Browns win this game. I mean, let's be honest about it. The Browns would be an easier matchup for the Buffalo Bills. Let's go Browns, and that would mean that we host the AFC Championship game. But I think we beat both these teams. I look at both these teams, and neither one of them strike fear in me as far as who the Bills will play. I mean, look at the total yards. Obviously, the Chiefs #1 in total yards during the regular season, averaging 425 total yards. Hey, Geek Squad. Hey, Eric. Let's go Browns. And if you're a Browns fan and you're a Chiefs fan, good luck to both of you. Both teams, had a great season. Rushing yards, you got the Browns 3rd in rushing yards, averaging 148.4 rushing yards a game. And when you look at that number, if you're a Bills fan, you know that the Bills have been susceptible to the run in the past. But if you remember just last night, we did a pretty good job against Lamar Jackson, Jake Dobbins, and those boys, making sure that we made a statement. And then the Chiefs 16th in rush. But remember how good the Chiefs ran the ball against us in week 6 when we played them on that Tuesday night. So just because they're ranked 16th does not mean they can't get the job done. Father Snowman, welcome to the chat. Evan Anderson coming into the chat room. I'd like to see them play the Chiefs, then Brady and the Bucks in the Super Bowl. That game is later. Give me your prediction, guys. Who do you have winning this game? What do you have as a score of this game? I think the Chiefs are going to win this one. I think this isn't even going to be that close. I'll go 31-20. The Chiefs win this one. You look at these defenses. The Browns 18th in total defense, the Chiefs 15th. So neither of these defenses will give us the type of game that the Ravens or the Colts gave us the following 2 weeks. At least on paper, neither of these defenses are as good as those two defenses were. So you have to feel confident, guys. I'm sitting back. I'm relaxing. I'm going to enjoy this game. Again, if you didn't join me yesterday for a live play reaction, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell, as we will be live, giving live play and reaction to the AFC Championship game next Sunday at 6:40. We have the late game, so it's going to be a fun time. Make sure that you join me for that. I bet Chiefs -6.5 and over at 56.5. I like the Chiefs bet. I don't know about the over, because in order for the over to hit, the Browns have to score 2. I didn't realize the history of this game. Did you ever see Mayfield's win over Mahomes in college? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But that's nothing that we're not going to see anything like that in this game. For people who are wishing for that, they're just crazy. It's not going to happen. The line right now is currently at 8 points in favor of the Chiefs, and total over under at 56. Yeah, Foster Man, I know it's late where you are. I understand that. I understood you couldn't be with us yesterday, but I'm glad that you were able to watch it today. It was a fun game. It was a fun game. So 6-6-59 was the final score of that game. Yeah, 31-28. Browns win a field goal with a field goal at the end. Says Lewis would love that. I've been getting screwed over on over-unders lately. That's why I stopped betting a few weeks ago. The playoffs always seem to have some screwy lines. I remember the Bills-Colts game. It landed right on the number for the over-under. So that's the type of stuff I hate seeing. So 10 minutes until kickoff of this game. Again, I'm not excited because I know where we're going to be next week. These two teams, if you're a fan of either of these two teams, you're feeling the stress that we felt last night, especially if you're a Browns fan. Right? If you're a Chiefs fan, you won the chip last year, right? You just won the Super Bowl last year. So the pressure that you feel is not nearly as high as it was for the Bills, who, again, that Teron Johnson play, hey, One Wyatt, too. Thank you again for joining me last night in the chat. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me today. If you're a Buffalo Bills fan, that Teron Johnson pick six is one of the biggest plays in Bills history. One of the biggest plays in Bills history to lock up a chance to go to the AFC Championship game. And it was just a fun way to do it. I think Browns are going to win. I think Hunt scores 2 touchdowns, 34-28 Browns, says Corey. Let me know your prediction of the Saints-Bucks game later as well. The Saints play the Bucks for the right to play the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship game. So we'll see what happens there. But again, when you look at these matchups, give me 1 second, guys. I need to make sure that my computer's charging, because apparently it's gonna run out of battery soon because I wasn't charging it all morning. So, but when you look at this matchup on paper, again, the Chiefs have the edge, but I think the Bills have the edge against both these teams. So I'm okay with that. You think about the game last night, we'll do a little post game. You might have just got done watching Rico and the voice from Buffalo Fanatics do a great job on a Sunday special on this Victory Sunday, guys. Victory Sundays are so sweet. And it's been nothing but sweet this morning to wake up knowing that we're going to the AFC Championship game for the first time since the 1992-93 season, the last of our 4 straight Super Bowls. But you think about the game last night, and obviously, we talk about our 3 keys to victory at the beginning of the game. Third down conversions. We still were not good on third down conversions, guys. We still need to do better on third down conversions. Now, as the game went on yesterday, we did get better as the game went on. But, man, we started off really slow on third downs. Third and longs, when you try to get out those type of situations. But our third down conversions yesterday, we were 4 for 13. If you add that to the 2 for 9 against the Colts, that means we're 6 for 22 on third down so far in the playoffs. That's not going to be good enough to get done against a Chiefs team. It just isn't. We need to be able to score touchdowns. Obviously, we're going to need to score more than 17 points if we play the Chiefs. But again, I'm not too concerned about our offense. I know our offense will get it done. You look at the pass of this offense. This offense has proven they get the job done. Again, 501 points in the regular season, most by any Buffalo Bills team. So good job there. Again, rushing yards. We held Baltimore. I know it doesn't sound good, but we held Baltimore to 150 rushing yards on the day. A stress-free day. Buffalo Mafia News comes in. Yes, stress-free game. We can sit back, watch these 2 games, and just enjoy some good football, hopefully, and figure out who we're going to play for next week. You look at the passing yards, 188 for the Buffalo Bills, 190 for the Baltimore Ravens. But let's talk about the pressure that we got on Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was sacked 3 times, but there is so much more than that. That Trent Murphy play where Trent Murphy stayed in his lane and stopped Lamar Jackson for a loss when Lamar Jackson tucked and tried to run with the ball. I thought that was a great play. I thought they'd count that as a sack. They didn't. They just counted that as a tackle for a loss. But good job by the Buffalo Bills. On all fronts, as far as the turnovers go. Again, Teron Johnson with that huge pick 6. I mean, the Ravens got lucky in the first half. They had 2 fumbles in the first half that the Ravens were able to recover. The Bills had a fumble in the first half that we were able to recover as well. But then we got that pick 6, and that changed everything. Remember, we didn't have Milano and a really healthy team against the Chiefs. We will have an extra day's rest against our next opponent, which can't be underrated, right? We have the extra day. Today, the Bills players are doing exactly what we're doing. Sitting back, relaxing. If they're sore, they can just relax, put some ice on their muscles, and not have a problem, right? Then tomorrow, we can get back into the facility. We can start looking at tape. Now, obviously, I think the best scenario for the Bills is to play the Browns just because of the home field advantage. That would be huge. But you can't be upset either way. The Bills, again, in the AFC Championship game. So we also talked about containing Lamar. I feel like we did that very well. Not only did we sack him 3 times, we look at his rushing numbers, 9 rushes for 34 yards. That's not going to get the job done. And even on a play where he did end up getting hurt, got the concussion, very unfortunate situation. But even on that play, we forced an intentional grounding on that one, and it puts the Ravens back a lot more. And then Huntley comes in. I thought Huntley did a pretty good job considering he was a practice squad guy not too long ago. 6 for 13, 60 yards. He was sacked 1 time. Obviously, the big miss to Hollywood Brown. If he connects to Hollywood Brown, it's a completely different ball game. But the wind was just twirling yesterday, just whirling winds in Buffalo, and it was just really hard to complete that deep ball. We saw Josh Allen miss on a couple of deep balls, 2 to Diggs, I believe 1 to Gabe Davis. I don't know if that's something that's going to continue to happen, and that's something that both these teams need to look at if they're going to play against the Buffalo Bills. That deep ball might be there next week. We don't know what the weather's going to look like next week. I know that some people are putting the forecast out already, but come on, we know that the weatherman can't tell a week out what's going to happen. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the Buffalo Bills respond next week, whether they go to Kansas City or whether Cleveland comes to Buffalo. And then other keys to victory, you talk about lack of penalties, right? Discipline. And we talked about not just discipline with penalties, but gap discipline. I thought the Bills did a good job in maintaining their lanes yesterday for the majority of the game. There were some plays where they messed that up. And you can expect that to happen when you're playing a superstar like a Lamar Jackson, when you're playing a great rookie running back like a J.K. Dobbins. But you look at the penalties in this game, the Buffalo Bills only had 2 penalties for 11 yards. Again, the official who was in charge of officiating yesterday's game was the official for the 2 biggest penalized games for the Buffalo Bills this season. Not so much yesterday, only 2 penalties. That with only having 2 penalties in the wild card weekend, 4 penalties in 2 games. I'll take that every day. Jerry Hughes was massive yesterday. He absolutely was. On the pick 6, I was upset because they took Jerry Hughes out. If you go back and watch my reaction, which I will be posting my reaction so you don't have to find it on my YouTube channel, just my reaction to the Teron Johnson interception, I will be posting that. So make sure you stay tuned for that as well. But I was upset because Jerry Hughes was taking himself out because he actually just got pressure on Lamar Jackson, forced Lamar Jackson to throw a bad throw to wide open Hollywood Brown in the end zone. It was too windy to pass a long ball yesterday. That's what happens sometimes. Would Allen get the win for Lamar versus Allen rivalry 1-1, or does it count because Lamar got hurt? It doesn't. It does count because, again, when Lamar got hurt, we were still up 17-3, and the Ravens were not doing anything against this Buffalo Bills defense. Trent Murphy, huge game. Now, guys, here's a question for you. Do we activate Trent Murphy next week? If Johnson is healthy next week, because remember, we had to sit Johnson because he was hurt and he was inactive, so we had to bring in Murphy. So if Johnson's healthy for next week, do you keep Murphy or do you bring Johnson back? I want to bring both that question to you guys. Man Kitchen says go Browns as kickoff is less than 5 minutes away, and there's so much less pressure for this game. I don't care when this thing kicks off. It can kick off in 10 minutes. It can kick off in 20 minutes. Whatever happens. Lamar left the game at the end of the third. No, Lamar left the game in the fourth quarter. It was midway through the fourth. I thought it was midway through the fourth when he left this game. Give me a second. I'll tell you when he left the game exactly. But the pick 6 happened with only 44 seconds to go in the third quarter. I mean, think about that third quarter. There were really only 2 possessions in that whole third quarter. You had the Buffalo Bills on their first opening drive scoring a touchdown. The Ravens come back, have a 12-play drive. It looks like they're either going to tie the game on 3rd and goal from the 9 or make it 10-6, depending if Tucker can make a field goal. And Teron Johnson makes a huge play that completely changes the game, completely changes everything about this game with that pick 6. I'm torn. I like Buffalo to play at home, but if KC wins, I might be able to go, says one Wyatt 2. So mind blow. I would take the opportunity to go to an AFC Championship game any chance I got it. Lamar wasn't doing anything against our defense. He was not. Huntley was actually better than Lamar. Well, again, we'll over Huntley's numbers. I wouldn't say he was better than Lamar, but it looked like he was beginning to give his team a spark. And like I said, if he hits that long ball to Hollywood Brown, it's a completely different story. Trey White got a little birthday present there, got a little lucky as he fell for the double move and just got beat deep by Hollywood Brown. Can't believe how great I feel today. Thank you, Bill, says James Snee. Yeah, absolutely feeling great today. Like I said, it's time to relax. It's time to enjoy some Sunday football. 2 games on the slate, divisional card weekend. Looking forward to championship weekend. I know the Bills will be in it. Again, join me right here on Billievers Talk. We can give you live play reaction to the AFC Championship game. Went really classy with the donations. Yes, so if you look, Bills Mafia has donated, I think they said about $75,000 at this point, to one of Lamar Jackson's charities. So great job by Bills Mafia, always stepping up, always remaining classy. In fact, I saw a lot of Baltimore Ravens players who said that, classy Bills Mafia, and that you're going to be cheering for us the rest of the way. So I had no issues playing Baltimore. I think Lamar Jackson's a stud, and I look forward to seeing some more matchups between Allen and Jackson in the future. We won't be playing them next year in the regular season because Pittsburgh had was the number one seed in the AFC North, so we'll play the Steelers. But very possible we'll see them in the playoffs again. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Let's go Browns. Lamar was there in third quarter. Only a few seconds were left. Says Lewis, Lamar quit. I'm not going to say Lamar quit. I think when the chips are down, Lamar has a tough time getting his head into the game. But, man, I don't want to accuse anyone of quitting on his team just because he was having a tough time. Again, that both defenses were playing really well. And it must be frustrating because it seemed like Baltimore was having a much harder time with the snap. One halftime adjustment that I saw that I don't think is going to get a lot of recognition, in the second half of the game, Allen was under center a lot more than in the first half. And why was that? Because one of the coaches even said that the wind was so bad yesterday that these shotgun snaps were being affected as the kick is in the air, and the Chiefs are going to start with the ball in this game. But that the wind was affecting the snaps. Why did Baltimore still stay in shotgun and pistol formations all the time? You saw them having, see you later, Father Samoan, enjoy the game. Steve Young would have got in there, said, Wyatt, maybe. But why are you still in pistol and shotgun when you just told the halftime reporter, the snaps are being affected? Now, is that because Lamar Jackson cannot play under center, or is that because you had the rookie center and you didn't know how the exchange would go? As the Chiefs try and trick play, a little reverse here on first down, Hill gets about 4 yards before he's pushed out of bounds. I just didn't understand that mindset of Jim Harbaugh now, or John Harbaugh, whichever Harbaugh it is. I always get them confused. But again, that's something they decided to go with, and it cost them a few bad snaps. I mean, you think about that Hollywood Brown play where Jerry Hughes got pressure. It's a low snap. Maybe that snap's put on Lamar. He can release that ball a little earlier. Jerry Hughes's pressure doesn't get there. And then we're talking touchdown, we're talking tied game. Again, completely different ball game in that situation. But again, the Bills going to this game, the Chiefs run on second down, get first down to the 40-yard line. But we talked about this game and end of the first half 3-3. And we talked about this at halftime yesterday. Other than 3 big plays by the Ravens, you felt like our team was doing a little bit better. Now, you did have Tucker miss 2 field goals in that first half. So if he makes those field goals within 50 yards, they're up 9-3 instead of just 3-3. Josh and Diggs both play with passion. You gotta love what Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are doing this season. 1st and 10, shotgun for Mahomes. He passes over the middle of Kelsey, and they're at the 48-yard line. It's gonna be 2nd and about 4 for the Kansas City Chiefs. Josh Allen was a bit shaky at first. He wanted to go for the big plays. He did. He didn't recognize the fact that the wind was going to be that big of a factor, and that the big plays just weren't going to be there yesterday. But Diggs, 8 catches over 100 yards, a touchdown. He had a fine day. John Brown, another fine day. I think that, the one guy I wish we got involved a little bit more is Cole Beasley. But I think the Buffalo Bills did a good job yesterday. Again, John Brown, 8 catches. Stephon Diggs, 8 catches. Yeah, Knox, Singletary, McKenzie, all at 2-3-2. So not a single completion to Cole Beasley. And we know the type of matchup problem Cole Beasley will have here coming up in the playoffs. A big play downfield to Hill. Hill inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line. 13 minutes to go, and the Chiefs already inside Browns territory. Hey, Ing Buffalo sports fan, let's go Buffalo. Absolutely. We're just sitting here relaxing. I'm doing a little play-by-play. We're talking about the game yesterday. We're talking about Bills Mafia. We're talking about this opportunity that's before us. And guys, listen, this opportunity doesn't come very often. So now that it's here, look at the Eagles, right? The Eagles, 3 years removed from winning a Super Bowl, just 3 years removed from winning a Super Bowl, just fired their head coach. You look at the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl last year, not even in the playoffs this year. You look at the Atlanta Falcons, when they lost the Super Bowl, they haven't been the same since. So this opportunity that we have in front of us doesn't come, all that often. It's not always presented in front of you this way. So the Buffalo Bills need to take advantage of it. All these 4 teams that are going to be remaining next week need to do their best to take advantage of this situation. So you look at the running attack. We had a lot more rushes in the second half. You look at the first half, Devin Singletary only had 1 rush. He had 7 total for 25 yards. Yeldon had 2 rushes, but was on the final drive of the game just to close it out, 2 for 4 yards. And Allen had 7 rushes for 3 yards. Not a good rushing day for Allen. Looks like it's a free play for the Chiefs. Nope, they're blowing it dead. They're blowing it dead. Mahomes wanted the free play. We are built different than those other teams. I think that this is such a big year for the Buffalo Bills. And again, changes are happening in Buffalo. It's not the same Buffalo Bills that we're used to. I'm really excited about this team. I've been excited about this team all season. I said we would finish 12-4. We finished 13-3. I said we'd win one home playoff game. We've already won 2. So obviously, good things are happening for our Buffalo Bills. Let me know in the comment section, do you think now is the time to restructure or to extend Josh Allen's contract? Do you think during this offseason we extend Josh Allen? If so, do we sign the fifth year option for Tremaine Edmonds in the middle, or do we try to sign him to a long-term extension as well? Because we could do what the Chiefs did. They try a screenplay, stop for a 2-yard loss on 1st and 10 at the 25. We could do what the Chiefs did and sign Josh Allen to a contract extension, but not have it start until this current rookie contract is over. I think that's why we didn't throw to Beasley. The corners were definitely physical. You saw them pressing Beasley all game long. So that was probably an issue. And you just have to wonder how Cole Beasley's feeling overall, how he handles that press coverage, knowing that his leg is a little banged up. Why is the Bills flag at half-mast? It's not half-mast. It fell last night during the celebration, and I just haven't fixed it. That's all. Looks like the Chiefs give out 10 yards to make it 3rd and 2 at about the 7-yard line. So Chiefs get the ball first. They're driving downfield. They got the ball about 3rd and 2 from the 7. So that's what's going on right now. Again, guys, I don't think I'll be here for the whole game. I probably won't even be here for the whole first half. But I'm just having a good time, relaxing, enjoying Victory Sunday. Again, we've had Victory Sundays. We've had Victory Mondays. We've had Victory Tuesdays. And they've been so sweet. And I hope it just gets capped off by a victory off season where we can enjoy it for a long time. Try to run to the outside. They get the first down. It's going to be 1st and goal. Hill gets to the 4-yard line. Have mass for the death of sleep last night. No, last night was a good night. Last night was a good night after the Bills game. Hung out with a friend and then just had a good time. We could pay him, but we don't have that much in the salary cap, but it might backfire for the Bills. Every player wants to get paid right. Yeah, every player wants to get paid. There is a great culture in Buffalo. I mean, I would love to see someone like Josh Allen do what Brady did and just take a pay cut when necessary. Running play down to the 1-yard line. So it looks like the Chiefs are going to score a touchdown on this drive. The Browns showing very little resistance so far on this drive. But yeah, I know everyone wants to get paid. And I just hope that, we can get lucky and have a guy in Josh Allen or in one of these big name guys who doesn't mind backloading his contract a bunch. So we have more salary cap. Now, next year's going to be a problem for a lot of teams just because due to the pandemic, what the salary cap has done, it's gonna lower next year. No one could have expected that. Mahomes gonna run and he's gonna get into the end zone. So Mahomes gets into the end zone. That's a touchdown and 6-0 Kansas City just like that. Best case scenario would be a Watson-like deal. I think 35 to 40 mil a year is what we're looking at for a Josh Allen. Obviously not Patrick Mahomes type contract. Obviously already a Super Bowl MVP, already an MVP of the league. So I'm not thinking that kind of money. But at the same time, not too far away, somewhere between 35 and 40 million. Remember, we do have that 17th game coming in starting next season. So if you're looking at a 5-year, 6-year deal, you're talking about 5 or 6 more games in the regular season. That can add on to things too. But again, I mean, obviously we'll see what happens in the offseason. And the extra point is missed. So the Chiefs up 6-0. Extra point is no good. Oban Jenkins shanked extra point. We saw some issues with kicking yesterday in the Bills game, but again, the Bills definitely had weather conditions, winds that had something to do with that. When Justin Tucker misses 2 field goals within 50 yards, that there's some sort of problems there. And it was okay for me to see Tyler Bass miss a couple too. Just get that one behind you and get ready for next week because we're gonna need him next week. And I still love the rookie kicker. I think he's going to do great things for the city of Buffalo, for this team. But he might cost us a game or two, and that's expected of a rookie. Luckily, yesterday we did enough to where the field goals when it matters. So again, thank you guys for joining me on this edition of Billievers Talk. We're just relaxing, having a good time, watching the game, talking a little bit about the Bills game yesterday. Again, Make sure you join Hashtag Sports after this game. They'll be doing their post game, talking about the Bills versus Ravens. Again, a game where the Bills win 17-3. Not a single touchdown scored by this Baltimore Ravens offense, an offense that everyone coming into the national media said we'd have a hard time stopping. No, funny thing about our friend Nick Wright, who lost his bet to Colin Cowherd. And by the way, guys, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch. Well, I think it's supposed to happen Wednesday, where he gets pinto ron with ketchup and mustard. I'm not going to watch it. I try my hardest not to give him the time of day to even say, yeah, I'm going to waste my time watching you, because I feel like a lot of times that's what this national media does. They call out Bills Mafia because they know they'll get the hits. They know they'll get the attention. Negative attention to some people is better than no attention. So, I'm just going to ignore it. I'm not going to watch it. I'm sure some people will share it on social media, so I'll watch it that way. But I'm not gonna be tuning into FS1 just to give them the satisfaction of my view. I'm not gonna do that. Watch it on a different platform. Won't support him, says Buffalo Mafia News. No, but see, the thing about him going into the postseason, he talked about how Josh Allen will not have a 100 plus QBR in every single game, and that's why we can't win 4 games in a row. Well, we saw yesterday, he doesn't need to. This defense has been stepping up week in and week out. And like Trey White said yesterday, this defense keeps getting better. This defense is a whole heck of a lot better than they were week 6. Now, the Chiefs aren't a different team than week 6 either. They very well could be. But this defense is a whole lot better. Josh Allen's reading his progressions a little bit better. Josh Allen has had more time with Stephon Diggs to get timing down, things like that. It's going to be on a Sunday. It won't be played on Tuesday. That's going to help out. There won't be these scheduling conflicts. Because remember, the Chiefs game was supposed to originally be week 6, Thursday night. Got kicked back to Sunday, and then got kicked back to Monday, and then got kicked back to Tuesday. So it was a really tough way for either team to really feel good about going into that game. Again, the Chiefs came out strong, just like the Titans did against us. Give them all the credit in the world. But at the same time, I'm not too worried about. I'm not looking at week 6's matchup against Chiefs as the kickoff goes into the end zone. So the Browns will start at their own 25-yard line, 9-11 to go in the first quarter. Chiefs up 6-0. I'm not looking at that week 6 matchup against the Chiefs and taking much from it and saying, uh-oh, we're in trouble, because this is a much better defense than what we saw week 6. We got Trey at a good price. We did. I love that deal. Trey White has gone under the radar again. He will come back next year after teams forget about him. Well, hopefully he shows up next week, right? He had a little bit of an off day yesterday. Again, he fell for that double move. He let Hollywood Brown get open for a few big plays in the first half. Had a little off day yesterday. I'll still take that performance all day. If you call that an off day, most corners would call that a great performance. Hopefully he steps up against Hill as they run Chubb on first down, and Chubb picks up a tough 5 yards to the 30-yard line. So watch. Gabe Davis is a great replacement. Gabe Davis will be a great replacement. I know that a lot of people are talking about John Brown not coming back next season and having Gabe Davis step in. I think that all depends on the development of Isaiah Hodgins. We haven't seen Isaiah Hodgins at all this season. He was a late-round draft pick by the Buffalo Bills. I believe a 4th-round draft pick by the Buffalo Bills. If he's developing into a good stud rookie receiver and he could take the place of Gabriel Davis, then all of a sudden you have Gabe Davis take that John Brown role, and you don't miss John Brown nearly as much. I'll come back at the commercial breaks. Your commentary is a little in front of mine. All right, no problem, Buffalo Mafia News. Like I said, I'm not going to be here for too much longer probably. Just wanted to share in the happiness of Bills Mafia, sharing the victory Sunday, and just be able to relax and watch these games with you. Again, go over to Dan Mitchell's channel. He's doing a live reaction show over there like he does for the Bills games. And make sure you join me next week as we cover you on the AFC Championship game between the Buffalo Bills and one of these two teams. Whoever it is, we'll have you covered next Sunday, I believe at 6:40 p.m. Eastern time, giving live play-by-play and reaction to this game. To the game between the Buffalo Bills, any of the Browns or the Chiefs. But again, guys, the Bills win 17-3. That's the big news. You already had Buffalo Fanatics give a great post game. You had Matt Perino give a great post game. Like I said, I will be posting my video of my reaction to Teron Johnson play. Cold Ravens reaction to the pick 6 was funny. I'll have to check that out. I have checked out some. I checked out Melody Martin, I believe is her name. She's a Bills and Sabres fan. She has a channel, and she put out her reaction video. I think that was great. I checked out TD Finn's talk. Still did the game. His reaction was nothing. It's actually funny. I wanted to make fun of him because he talked about the whole drive. He was making fun of Buffalo for playing zone on Lamar Jackson and asking, why do you do that? Why do you do that? And the reason why you do that, and I think I talked about it in the live stream yesterday, is because you make the other team make a mistake, right? Instead of giving them a couple big plays, make them make a mistake, force them to drive downfield, and sooner or later they're going to make the mistake. And obviously it was a much bigger mistake than anyone anticipated. Buff Sports says, yeah, she's got good contact. She does. Before I go, who do you think will win this game? Kansas City all day. I don't even think it's gonna be close. I would take Kansas City. I would take the 10 points, even though it dropped down to 8. I would take the 10 at this point. Even though I think on my Thursday prediction show I did say less than 10. But guys, if you like Melody Martin, tell her to do a collab with me. Leave a comment with her and tell her to do a collab. I'm trying to contact her. I'm sure she's very busy. But she also enjoys her fan base, as she should. And I've been trying to do collab with her with the Sabres, with the Bills. I don't care. I think that'd be very cool. But Corey, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for joining me again, guys. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, I'm sure to do that. I think the Chiefs win this game, and I think the Saints win the game later on. Again, you figure the Browns are the 6th seed for a reason. Again, we know they had 11 wins. As the Browns had the injury, so that's why there hasn't been anything going on. There was injury timeout as it's 2nd and 5 now, single set back for the Browns. 2 wide receivers top of the screen, one to bottom. Baker fakes the handoff, looking to throw, has a screen pass to the tight end. That's number 85. He gets to midfield. He gets into Chiefs territory. Big play there by the Browns. And with 8:36 to go, the Browns now in Chiefs territory. But yeah, I want to do a bunch of collabs this week. Don't care so much who I do them with. I just want to talk Buffalo Bills in conversations with Chiefs and Browns content creators to try to do some collabs with them as well. It's going to be a fun week, so make sure you stay tuned to Believers Talk. Any breaking news, I got you covered right here, so make sure you stay connected. Sabres will be playing again this week, 0-2 so far on the young season. Hopefully they can turn that around. But enjoy your Sunday, guys. Again, the Bills win. The Bills are moving on to the AFC Championship game, playing one of these 2 teams. And again, go over to Dan Mitchell if you want to watch live reaction. Tell him I say hi. I might jump over there as well, just to have a little fun with them. But yeah, enjoy the game. Hopefully it's the outcome you want. I'm not scared of either of these teams. Chiefs, bring it on. Browns, bring it on. I would love to be home for the AFC Championship game. Let some of Bills Mafia be there. Because listen, Bills Mafia, for only having 6,700 in the stands yesterday, they were rocking. Remember, before Lamar Jackson got that intentional ground penalty, there was back-to-back penalties on the Ravens offensive line. One for a hold, then 2 false starts, because the fan base was just going nuts. And you love hearing that, 6,700 people just going nuts for this team. And believe me, there was a lot more everywhere else. So again, guys, enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to hop over to Dan Mitchell's channel. Join me over there. Have a good time. Baker rolling to the right, looking downfield. Throws it downfield on 2nd and 10. It's incomplete. So good coverage by the Kansas City Chiefs. So join me over on Dan Mitchell's channel. Have a great day, guys. I'll talk to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.